Thank you, Armond. Appreciate being here. Thank each one who's been here today and testified and taken time out for your busy schedule. I'm Joe Boddiford. I'm from Sylvania, Georgia, which is on the east side of the state. I represent the eastern area of Georgia and the peanut production areas on the board. I'm working on my 15th year on the Peanut Commission board. And increasingly over the years, we're having to make more and more difficult decisions that really boil down to a lack of adequate funding to fund the projects that we know that we need to do. All the fluff has been cut a long time ago. I don't know that there was much fluff from the day I came on this board, but we're increasingly having to decide between this research project or that or some promotion project or something else that we need to do. So we definitely need an increase in the assessment. It's been 30 years since there's been an increase, and we all know that the cost of business has gone up. I think that the Peanut Commission gives a tremendous return on the investment that the growers make into this, and I look forward to the growers supporting it and us being able to move on with some of these other projects. You know, you look at what the researchers have done for us. The breeding program is a prime example of what all has really helped out. I mean, that's probably the most obvious one to the average grower who's out there in the trenches every day. He may not be aware of a lot of the other things out there. But when tomato spotted wilt almost put us out of the business, lo and behold, Georgia Green saved us. It absolutely saved us for a number of years there. Reached a yield plateau, things dropped off. We've had some more wonderful varieties come along that are going to give us an opportunity to stay in business a little longer because the profitability of some of these newer varieties is much better than what they were years ago. And we're also concerned about the flavor issues and nutrient issues and all of that. And all of that's being thought about as these new varieties are being bred and brought to market, and we certainly appreciate that sort of information. Of course, on the agronomic end, we have a number of projects that help us there. We have the night sprays showing to have some economic benefit on peanuts, but there's just so much research out there that we need to do more of, because no matter what research we have, it's not going to last for the rest of our lifetimes, or at least I hope my lifetime is going to be longer than what the research they're currently developing is. Then, you know, we've got a need to increase promotion of peanuts and peanut products and education. You know, how do you split the line between promotion and education? It's a very fine line, because sometimes just in educating people, we've already promoted peanuts. And sometimes in promoting it, we can educate people. But we've got the issues, like I say, with the health issues. We've got the school nutrition. You've got all of the school lunch programs. If we could just increase peanut usage, peanut butter specifically, but, you know, any peanut usage in the school lunch programs would be wonderful. And, of course, I think the president has now proposed some after-school lunch feeding programs. We need to be in those as much as we can. And we need to educate, you know, our legislators. We need to educate our consumers. We need to educate our advocates that are out there in the various food service parts of the world, our dietitians and folks like that. And all of that ultimately takes people and money and resources and all of that. So anyhow, I just think we've got a wonderful opportunity. I think it's time for us to stand up and support the $1 increase in the checkoff so that we can continue to move towards some of these goals that we need to move a little more rapidly towards, but also to build on the successes that the Peanut Commission has had in the past. So I thank you for your time, and I thank you for your attendance today.
It's been my pleasure to serve on the commission. It made me more appreciative as a grower. Now it's been serving for 10 years. To see what the commission does and what it stands up and represents farmers and makes farmer profitable for the peanut farmers of the state. As all of you said, the budget shortfalls in the state here, what they've been over the last several years, what research dollars that the commission invests, the return it does repays to our farmers is numerous. Last year in our E&I meetings in my district, we polled the growers and asked the growers would they support a $1 increase, and unanimously it had got a good response from those surveyed, and farmers said they would definitely would support that. And you know, I think as a grower, you know, we either can stand up and invest in our future, or we can just do what we've been doing.
As we contemplated requesting for a hearing about raising our assessment to $1, it occurred to me that this would cause me to pay $1 more for every ton of peanuts. None of us like the idea of putting an additional tax on ourselves. I got home and I discussed this with my father, who's a very conservative person on spending money. And I said, Daddy, what would you think about that? Well, he wasn't sold on it. He wasn't sold till he recognized what we could do with an additional $1. In terms of research and education, I don't need to beleaguer that point. I think the other spokesmen have made very valid points about the opportunities we have for research here in the state of Georgia. In promotions, there are a lot of things that we can tell in this nutrition aspect. And in Georgia in particular, we need to encourage the consumers in the state of Georgia to buy local. This seems to be a common theme in a lot of places today, is buy local food. Peanuts are locally grown. We have an opportunity there. We have an opportunity to educate a younger generation of young people who don't understand what it is to be farmers. So I believe that $1 a ton could do a lot to help me as a grower to stay in business. And that's what it's all about. Each of us want to try to build something that will make our industry strong. And I would like to commend those who established this commission, who lifted themselves up by their bootstraps. That's all we're talking about today, is trying to build on those successes to not just make the peanut commission stronger, to make the industry, the growers in Georgia, stronger as we continue forward. So I'm very much in favor of this, and you know what? My dad's changed his mind too. In fact, he was in Atlanta yesterday talking to the legislatures and saying, these growers, they're trying to increase their spending, and you guys need to do the same as well. So we're very much in favor of it. Thank you.
You've heard all the comments that's been made today. Everything has been expressed from years back till today and present, and everybody recognizes the need for us to change things. Changes are going to happen, whether you like it or not. You're going to be caught up one way or the other. You're going to be for it or you're going to be against it. So as we move forward, things are going to have to change. We're going to have to improve what we do on our farming and in our farming operation. Through the past, you've made a lot of changes. You went from conventional tillage to strip tillage. The research that's been done by all our researchers is how you was able to do that. You didn't think you could grow peanuts without turning the land, laying off the rows, incorporating the chemicals and all of the things in the past. But how that has changed, and how that they've helped us to conserve energy and to conserve dollars on our farming operation for you to be able to stay in business. So all these things have been very, very important to us. The attributes of peanuts, the good quality that's the vitamins, minerals. You can take a child that's 3 years old, give them a glass of milk and a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. They can eat that till they're 30 years old or till they get grown. So all the good things that happen through the research. And I'd like to say, too, that John Beasley and several of the other researchers has been to meetings throughout all of our districts, and how that they have made the comment, without the monies from the Georgia Peanut Commission provided by all of you as peanut farmers, they wouldn't have the information to disseminate in that book. And they have increased it 4 pages this year. So as you can see, all these things are important. It gets information back to each one of us. So without us putting an effort forward, without us putting money into it, then we're not going to be able to continue on as we have in the past. And you realize, too, that we've only got like 98 county agents today. We've got 159 counties. You look at the researchers that Joe and several of you have alluded to that we don't have today. Look at the burrow bug that was addressed by Mr. Cunningham. A lot of problems we have. We can do things for aflatoxin, but the burrow bug, when it stings a peanut, it's just like stinging a cotton boll. A stink bug stinging a cotton boll. You lose the cotton boll. So that the same way is happening with peanuts. So it's very important that as these changes has come about, that we address them and that we support the $1 a ton. And I'd like to encourage all the peanut farmers to support the research to help them as we move forward in this modern day. And not only that, I want us to leave something to pass on to our children. And most of all, I'm proud that Peanuts is still in the land-grant college and not some corporate company that's making a lot of money off of seed production or new technology, that it's still in the hands of the farmer. So I'd just like to say thank you to each and every peanut farmer in the state of Georgia, to this board, and what all you mean to me, but not only to me, but to the state of Georgia and to the peanut farmers of the state of Georgia. So thank you.